Hello friends, this week on the Ketchup, we're looking ahead to the year that lays in front of us, 2023, in case you forgot, and celebrating some of the more anticipated movie and TV releases. But unless you have like all day, it's not easy. This year marks the return slash reboot slash emergence of all kinds of movie franchises. From the MCU and the DCEU to installments from John Wick and Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible and Spider-Man, plus classic titles from your childhood like Super Mario Brothers and Barbie. And we're not just talking movies, although if you buy me a big enough coffee, I could talk movies with you for hours, but we're also talking much anticipated TV and streaming options as well. The return of shows like Yellow Jackets and The Mandalorian is just the tip of the TV iceberg. So, settle in and get ready for our most anticipated movies and TV for 2023, right now on The Ketchup. Welcome to The Ketchup, your destination for the latest news in the world of movies and TV, straight from Rotten Tomatoes. And it's worth sticking around until later because I've been cooking up something special for you that is currently simmering and waiting for me to serve up hot. I'm talking about streaming recommendations, and you shall be fulfilled. I promise to deliver.
You're an interesting man, Scott Lang. You're an Avenger. You have a daughter. But you've lost a lot of time, like me. We can help each other with that. Who are you? I'm the man who can give you the one thing you want. What's that? Time.
Coming in big in February, and sometimes small, is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This is the third solo film for Paul Rudd's Ant-Man, with Evangeline Lilly once again by his side as the Wasp, and Peyton Reed going 3 for 3 as director. Now this one follows the lead characters as they and their families explore the quantum realm, and yes, I realize that could pretty much mean like anything. As per Marvel usual, we don't know much else about this one, except for the fact that they will be facing Kang the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors, a big-time baddie that will be popping up again down the road in the MCU in 2025's Avengers: The Kang Dynasty. But we're gonna stay in 2023 a little while longer because it's also been confirmed that the Bill Murray will be appearing in Quantumania in some kind of role. Personally, I think it's fitting that this movie opens in February near Valentine's Day because who doesn't love Paul Stud? I mean, we all love Paul Rudd, right?
What are you so afraid of? There's something I never told you.
This place. It isn't what you think.
Opening in March is John Wick Chapter 4, with star Keanu Reeves and director Chad Stahelski returning a full 4 years after the release of Chapter 3 Parabellum. As is the story with a bunch of films coming out this year, this one faced delays caused by the pandemic, but also because of Keanu's work on The Matrix Resurrections. Either way, it is a win for us in 2023. Now, what we know about this installment is that this time John Wick is at war with and might even be presumed dead by the High Table. And Stahelski has hinted at the possibility of a not-so-happy ending for Mr. Wick. But we also know that a 5th film has been greenlit, and Keanu said that he'll keep making these as long as they are successful, so how sad of an ending could it really be? Am I right?
Saying goodbyes?
Saying hello.
You think your wife can hear you?
No.
Then why bother?
Maybe I'm wrong.
You're going to die.
Maybe not.
Anyway, breaking some bricks and maybe even some box office records in April will be the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the first attempt at an adaptation of the famous video game franchise since 1993. But instead of live action, like the last one, this flick is animated and features an impressive cast. I'm talking Chris Pratt as Mario, Charlie Day as Luigi, plus Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Anya Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Jack Black as Bowser, and Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. I mean, this is gonna be fun. And while that live action attempt left a sour taste in people's mouths for, well, a couple decades, this version is coming straight from the creator of Mario, Shigeru Miyamoto. And he has teamed up with the folks at Illumination, who have been behind the Despicable Me films, so it seems like a fine match.
Not sure if you know who I am, but I'm about to rule the world.
Wow, yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
You think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
And hey, if you were less of a Super Mario kid and more of a Barbie girl, we got you. The highly anticipated Barbie movie is coming this summer, directed by Greta Gerwig, who co-wrote it with Noah Baumbach, and with Margot Robbie starring as Barbie. This romantic comedy marks the first live-action film based around the fashion dolls from Mattel. And though we aren't 100% sure what it's about, an early version of the script followed Barbie, who is expelled from Barbie Land for being less than perfect and goes off to the human world in search of happiness. It also features Ryan Gosling as Ken and an ensemble supporting cast that includes Will Ferrell, Simu Liu, America Ferrera, Alexandra Shipp, Michael Cera, Issa Rae, and Kate McKinnon. Did I mention that Ryan Gosling is Ken? Okay, good. I mean, come on Barbie, let's go party. Now, this summer will also be bringing us some serious action as well with Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. And with the title that long, you know it's gonna be good, or at least it better be. This 7th installment in the franchise, with Tom Cruise playing the character for an astonishing 27 years, also features franchise mainstays like Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, and Rebecca Ferguson. Pretty much all we know at this point is that actor Esai Morales will serve as the film's main bad guy, and that Dead Reckoning Part 2 is gonna be coming in 2024. But like I said, let's keep it in 2023 for just a teeny bit longer.
Your days of fighting for the so-called greater good are over. This is our chance to control the truth, the concepts of right and wrong for everyone for centuries to come. You're fighting to save an ideal that doesn't exist. Never did. You need to pick a side.
The cool thing is, we're just scratching the surface when it comes to big movies this year. The live-action remake of The Little Mermaid starring Halle Bailey is sure to turn some heads, and also some toes tapping considering that Lin-Manuel Miranda co-wrote all the songs. I mean, I don't think my heart can handle an Alan Menken, Lin-Manuel Miranda collaboration. Someone check in on me after I see this. Moving on, the animated Spider-Man universe with Miles Morales that we've all come to love so much is actually coming back with Across the Spider-Verse. Now, along with some familiar voices returning, we'll also meet Issa Rae's Spider-Woman, not to mention a whole web full of other characters too. We're also getting, I feel like Oprah at this point, a fresh dose of Indiana Jones in 2023 with Harrison Ford once again reprising the role that he began back in the 80s. He'll be joined by stars like Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Mads Mikkelsen, and Antonio Banderas, with James Mangold at the helm as director. But don't sleep on the buzzy biopic coming from Christopher Nolan in July called Oppenheimer. It stars Cillian Murphy as J. Robert Oppenheimer, considered the father of the atomic bomb, with Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Rami Malek, and Robert Downey Jr. in supporting roles.
Theory will take you only so far. We can be trusted with such a weapon. But we have no choice.
And my friends, that is a seriously impressive slate of films, and that's not even the half of them. Check out our full list of the 35 most anticipated movies of 2023 at RottenTomatoes.com. Now that we've established just how exciting of a year 2023 is going to be when it comes to movies, it is time for us to make the case for television. And trust me, it is going to be easy, because not only are there some seriously good shows returning like Yellow Jackets and The Mandalorian, we're also going to have some brand new stuff to get lost in as well. So here are our most anticipated TV shows of 2023 right now on The Ketchup.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know. You keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No. You're cargo.
And right off the bat, January has brought us the new HBO show, The Last of Us. Now, this adaptation of the Sony video game franchise comes from Craig Mazin, creator of HBO's Chernobyl, along with Neil Druckmann, who has worked on the wildly popular games. Now, Pedro Pascal stars as Joel, a smuggler hired to escort a teen played by Bella Ramsey through a post-apocalyptic United States where a fungal infestation of the brain has turned people into real monsters, literally. Now, the supporting cast also includes names like Anna Torv, Nick Offerman, and Gabriel Luna. And considering this is said to be the biggest production in Canadian history, it could be good, very good.
I'm taking you with me. Do what I say when I say it. You got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah, go east. You've come this far, and you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us.
Scared him?
You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
You might not be her father, but you were someone's. You trust me?
And because we're not done talking about Pedro Pascal just yet, we gotta point out that The Mandalorian Season 3 is coming to Disney Plus in March. With Jon Favreau once again in the writer's seat, and some familiar faces like Bryce Dallas Howard, Rick Famuyiwa, and Carl Weathers serving as directors, this season promises to shift focus back to Pascal's Mandalorian, and of course Grogu, with less focus on helping launch other series. Speaking of which, this season picks up after the events of the Book of Boba Fett, with Mando and Grogu heading to Mandalore, where Din Djarin hopes to redeem himself for that whole taking off his helmet thing. I mean, come on, give the guy a break. Giancarlo Esposito, who returns as the evil Moff Gideon, said that Season 2 was just laying the groundwork for more depth and breadth in Seasons 3 and 4, and we are so here for it.
But you have removed your helmet. Then you are a Mandalorian no more.
Your cult fractured our people. Where were you then? Did you think your dad was the only Mandalorian?
Another new series we're stoked about in 2023 is Daisy Jones and the Six, coming to Prime Video in March. With stars Riley Keough, Camila Morrone, and Sam Claflin leading the way, this 10-episode miniseries will be presented in a documentary style as it follows a rock band in the 1970s. We're gonna watch as they climb the ranks of the LA music scene and make their way to become one of the most legendary bands in the world. So it's based on the book of the same name by Taylor Jenkins Reid, who based it partially on her experience growing up and following the roller coaster career of the one and only Fleetwood Mac. There's a couple other big shows returning in 2023, starting with the second season of Yellow Jackets. Now, this Showtime series was nominated for 6 Emmys for its first season, with stars Melanie Lynskey and Christina Ricci stealing the show. The second offering promises more survival shockery, along with a few fresh faces, including Lauren Ambrose and Simone Kessel joining the cast as adult versions of Van and Lottie.
It's happening again, isn't it?
We can feel it.
We weren't alone out there.
This isn't where we're supposed to be.
Not cry about this, Misty. Babies cry.
Kidnapping, cults, death. Your friendships are a little more complicated than most.
And also returning this year is Season 3 of The Witcher on Netflix, which is said to be based on the plot of the second novel in the saga, Time of Contempt. Now, this is also going to mark the final season of Henry Cavill starring as Geralt of Rivia before he's replaced by Liam Hemsworth for Season 4.
I need to understand some things.
The world is changing. Centra isn't safe for you anymore.
What exactly is Cameron?
You're home. Finally.
Who the hell are you?
Sometimes I feel so afraid. I feel like I could burn the whole world.
Facing your fear is not easy, but I am here for you.
There's so many good shows coming that I feel like time management is going to be key this year. So if anyone has any pointers, DM me on Instagram at @NazPerez and let me know what you're watching. But remember, for all the great shows coming out in 2023, we of course have you covered with all the info that you need over at RottenTomatoes.com. And if there's one thing I'm good at, it's watching movies and shows. No, seriously, I get paid for it and I'm awesome at it. I didn't write that, but it's in there, so it's true. Here are my streaming picks for this month, starting with Good Luck to You, Leo Grand on Hulu.
Oh God, this is crazy.
Nancy?
It's terrible. It's wrong.
Nancy?
Yes?
Come have a dance with me.
I guess I'm frustrated.
Is Leo Grand your real name?
Thinking about all the places I should have been by now.
No, I simply don't understand why you're doing this.
This to save up for our college?
Oh, how wonderful. Are you really?
No.
Now, this is a movie that came out last year, but I feel like a lot of people missed it, and in honor of Emma Thompson's Golden Globe nomination this year for her role in it, I think it's okay for me to tell you about it. So, it's basically a film about an older, retired teacher who hires a male sex worker. Now, I don't want to give the rest away, and I'm not even sure how much I'm allowed to say about the plot on TV, but I can tell you that after watching so much TV, I have never seen two characters coexist like this, or this story being told, and it is phenomenal. Emma's performance is so brave and beautiful. She even came out and said that this role taught her what a complete and utter waste of time it is to not accept one's own body, which I stand behind. And also, her co-star Daryl McCormack is so talented and perfectly cast.
Have you ever been, in trouble?
Been in trouble?
I mean, isn't selling sex illegal?
No, soliciting money for sex is illegal. I don't solicit money for sex, Nancy. No, I sell my company. I provide interesting conversation. I can dance. I can mix 20 different cocktails. Whether or not we have sex is our business.
And when you're done watching that, while you're on Hulu, check out the limited series Fleischman is in Trouble, starring Claire Danes, Jesse Eisenberg, and Lizzie Kaplan. So it's based on a book of the same name, and it's a show about divorce and family and being single or married in your 40s, and it all takes place in New York City. It is worth watching for Claire Danes' unraveling alone. I mean, no one can cry like her on screen. She gives such a raw, emotional performance. She also said that she had read the book before and loved it, and then got the call for the role afterwards. So she felt like it was cosmic, and the role found her. I highly recommend if you have show commitment issues and you're just looking for a limited series. All right, my friends, that's it. Thanks for checking out this latest episode of The Ketchup. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Be sure to stay tuned to the Rotten Tomatoes channel for more on your favorite movies and TV shows. And for scores, recommendations, and more, be sure to check out RottenTomatoes.com. I am Naz Perez, and I'll see you next time, friends.